Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? And yes, welcome to another episode of Project Infinity 1.0. I don't care about the number. So in between the episodes, I have been extremely busy. I have been filling our tank. We have tons of gravel, dust, sand, endstone, blackstone, netherrack, whatever. I have also been contemplating that should I make the multi-block, which is an autosave, but for the moment I think we should skip on that. I'll give you that, it is going to be extremely fast, however, I don't see a recipe for a mesh. And to be honest with you, at this very moment my meshes have Fortune 8, so we're keeping up. Cause yeah, that one is faster, this one gives us more resources. Although I give you that, the other one can give us all the modium. But obviously that is not super important, the important thing is that I have decided to work on a very stupid project. Mystical agriculture. Please don't ask me why, I just thought it's going to be fun. Without the master infusion stone, it's actually very grindy. And remember, I'm making every single part so that I get coins. Oh, I made that already. Shame. Despite the madness, there is a bit of a logic behind it. One is that I almost had 100,000 Inferium essence. That's a lot. The other reason, which I hope makes it a bit less stupid, is that the most powerful sword that you can get at this very moment is the Insanium sword. It does 34 damage and I can also get the Insanium bow, which judging by the fact that how powerful our bow is, this one is going to be crazy. But that is why I'm doing that. I know it's expensive, but I'm hoping it's going to be useful at the end of the day. What is that? I pressed the wrong thing. I'm sorry. This is why I'm making only 24 gemstones as well as 24 ingots for every single tier. So I have gone up to Insanium, but you might notice I did not craft the rest and I just got 4 Insanium ingots. That is because we're actually running out of essence. We do have a decent amount, but I'm just worried. But for the main things that we want to make, actually we just need 4. So that is going to be our Inferium sword, Prudentium sword, Tertium sword, Imperium, and I think Supremium, because we do need to upgrade the Supremium into Awakened Supremium and then to Insanium. Wait a minute, for a mob grinder I have to make another one? Okay, and I kind of forgot that my bow was already Tertium, so yeah, now it's Supremium. Wait, there are no augments for bows. That's weird. Well, in order to upgrade everything to Awakened Supremium, I have already made the altar, and I have already made the crops which are going to give us the different essences. They're very slow. But the most important thing that we need is cognizant dust, and there should be one here. We saw it on episode 1. Oh yeah, that one. There's 2. Wait a minute, if you put a mystical agriculture weapon inside the enchanter, you can get mystical enlightenment. I used it with my own sword, it didn't show up. It does require 60 levels, but I'm assuming that's a good sword. Well, it does way more damage than mine. And even though we have killed a few withers, we're just getting the quest. There was a prerequisite that I did not pay attention to. Go to hell. So let's see if we get it. This was relatively easy. And we got some cognizant dust. And we actually got more skulls than we started with. Also, the withers are kind of a jerk, they fly upwards, so let's spawn one here. So that I don't have to climb up. We are already up, oh it goes down. Well, I don't have to climb that much up. Now we have 24, that should be more than enough. Let's go home. I absolutely have no idea how much Awakened Supremium we're going to need, but we will see I guess. I honestly don't think it's going to be more than 2 sets, but we will see. We already got the block, and that's the essence. And we also have enough garbage essence to do this one more time, so let's do that. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be our brand new sword, Awakened Supremium. It also takes a few augments and I'm going to use them. Also, we do have enough Awakened Supremium to upgrade the bow as well, but I'm missing those essences. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna work on the augments. Actually, in the meantime, we have to check the most important thing, coins. I have done a ton of quests. Whoops. I think we're almost done. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, we're definitely done. That's half a stack. So we submit, we take. So how much experience do you require? Oh, that's it. Give me. Screw the jetpack. I can fly on my own. This is awesome. I'll go get the augments. You know, I'm not the brightest spark in the universe. That's, I think, obvious. But I also don't think there is a void in my skull, right? I mean, there is something in it. Maybe it's not functioning well, but there is something. I'm saying all of that because I struggled so much in order to make the augments. But this one is strength 4 and this one should be attack AoE 4. And we had barely enough Insanium to do that. Also, since I'm not using the jetpack, walking around the base is very dangerous. Although if we fall down, nothing's gonna happen. But I have also made myself a tinkering table. The sword goes in, and somehow we need to add the augments. Wait a minute, do you need all of them? Oops, I hate you. Okay, so I just made the tier 1 augment. Let's see if that is true. Where is it? Oh my goodness, that went in. Are you sure you don't like the 4? Okay, I'm an absolute idiot. I just realized the reason that I could not put the tier 4 inside is that this is Awakened Supremium. We want the Insanium. Yeah, now it goes in. Okay. I am an idiot. I'm sorry. Just to be able to test our amazing capabilities, let's kill a boss. Can I take a swap? I can. Well, let us get some data models. What? Oh, it's not for everyone then. Yeah, I guess he doesn't drop anything of specialty. We're not doing that much damage. You seem very angry. Let's talk. No? Okay. Well, that was easy, I think. And I guess we don't need all the swaps, we just keep the one. Oh no, in this version you can resummon the guy. Okay, we're good. I didn't have time to check these things, but obviously in the back there should have been a treasure room. Maybe it's here? Yeah, I just feigned mind. It's down here. Oh, that's how we become friends. You give him a power cell. Let's take him home. And the pots. I thought they're supposed to break, you just pick them up. Oh, you don't really have to dig like an idiot, you can just go from here. Yeah. My bad. I have just discovered something, so even though we don't have to spawn him one more time, we did have to kill him because we needed his drop. The Infernal Forge. That is used in making the Nature's Rune. There's only one use for that, the Void Forge is kind of useless. But if we want, we can summon him again, so we're good on that. Also, I need some crying obsidian. I just remembered. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called a target of opportunity. Puzzles. And our sword is actually great for them. Kills everyone in an area. Also, I don't really enjoy having extra biomes in a mod pack, but this one looks nice. I mean, as long as you can fly. There's a pipe. Which is called pipe. Beware of blazes. Whoa. That scared me. Am I dying? They're dying. They have totems. How does it work? Oh, this goes deep. I have actually never seen a blaze with a totem. I feel really sad because there's nothing at the end of the pipe. Not worth it.
Slayed its kind before. I'll slay you.
I was just wandering around in the Nether, and that happened. You know, I wasn't doing anything special, I was stealing corpses, you know, chandeliers, etc. So this guy does not have a data model, but let's take a specimen and try to kill him. How would you kill him? Okay, with a bow it works. He does have a lot of health. Finally. What did you drop? Okay, it's a sword which is kind of useless. It's okay, I'll take the corpse. Okay, so hear me out. I have made myself some Eye of the Flame because what I want to find is Ignis. So the previous boss was on the way, and now I have found another one, and I lost it. Oh no, it's there. Yes. I'm sorry. So this guy is also from the bosses of Mass Destruction, and I think he's going to drop something called Blazing Eye. Which, you know, it is used in making the Infinity 12. He also does have a data model, so let's try to summon him. I think we have to break the eye. That is my assumption. Yes. It doesn't have a spawn egg. Oh yeah, he does. You just have to make him move. So we have 5 swaps, that should be more than enough. Actually, we just need like 2. So, let's kill him. I don't know, how should I hit him? Is it like the one in Aether where you have to kill him with a pickaxe? Maybe not. Okay, he does have a phase where he's invulnerable, and that's when he's a fist. Now we can attack him. You know, when the palms are open. Yeah, it's easy. He does move a lot. I ran into the guy who dropped the sword, you know, the underworld guy, and finally I have found Ignis. But we do have to kill at least one of the remnants, one day, and we get the burning ashes. And of course they don't really have a data model. I have also made a few swaps, so we should be fine. The issue with Ignis is that, he does have a gateway, and I think that's how you would get Ignitium. And honestly, with Mekasuit these fights are surprisingly easy. He's the coolest one ever. Wait, did I take damage? Yeah? Yay. We got the ingot. And we actually need only 3 of them in order to make the gateway, so we can summon him again. Now it is time to test our theory, so I have found a few chickens in the lost city. Eat. Where's the egg? Okay, this one gave me an egg. Yeah, the gauntlet from bosses of Mass Destruction did not drop anything. That's really bad. But at least I got my burning ashes. Alright, my fellow lords and ladies of darkness, for me it is the next day as usual, and I have also added a few mods because you guys have been asking for graves and we didn't have a grave. Now we have fancy ones. Ignore that one, I was interrogating. So a few points. Yeah, the bosses from Mass Destruction don't seem to have a spawn egg, so I had to find extra dungeons. But all of the Gauntlet data models are now basic. They are very common, I give you that. The ones from Cataclysm are going to be way more rare, so I'm assuming those ones are going to be the ones which have a spawn egg. Except Ignis, which the spawn egg is not that important, it does have a gateway. I tried it in creative and it was fine. Another very important point is that if you want to play this mod pack, I kind of messed it up for you. Yeah, there has been an update. I did not know the mod developer is watching me. So for example, if you want to make the advanced enchanting infuser, it now requires unobtainium gears, and even the fisher. Although I don't know why, because it's just fish. I'm voiding the books, maybe it's the books. So from now on, if we discover something, we're gonna hide it. No, my advice to you is that get a lot of polonium. A lot. I should do that too. Anyways, the start of the episode was kind of me trying to figure out what to do, and I was really worried about the gauntlet. Ignore this part, I'm not happy with it. I made it and I had to cut it out, but basically, if you put the gauntlet inside a simulation chamber, if I find it, yes, he's going to give you ancient debris. I don't think we are going to automate hostile neural networks until we get to the extras. And if you look at the recipes, yeah, I can actually craft the Ultimate Loot Fabricator version 1. The problem is the merger camera, which apparently makes the new data models, and that requires Infinity 1. So I don't think that's going to really happen today because we have a lot of things to do before we get there. Also, in the comment section, you guys have been mentioning something which I missed, and that was a horrible mistake. So the assembler matrix has upgraded blocks. They can handle more patterns, they can do more crafting jobs, they're good. I don't know if at that time I could have crafted that or not, because these are a bit expensive. Well, I know for a fact that I was out of string, so I could not make the cables. Anyways, moving on, the plan for the rest of the episode. We need to generate resources. I have added 8 more sieves with fortune. It's not doing a good job, but for obvious reasons we can't do sieving all the time. I think the way to go is mystical agriculture, and we need to make a decision. So in the recent versions of Minecraft, because of Applied Energistics, this is how we grow crops, right? You put some growth accelerators, a generator on top, and the crops should grow a bit faster. I have counted, it takes around 5 minutes for a crop to grow, and it gives you 1 essence. Up here I have a few botany pots. They are the Ultra Botany pots, so every 15 seconds they're going to give you 6 essence. But then there is a creative version which does require Infinity 1, and I think that works every 10 seconds and give you 10 essence. So we have to choose between Botany pots and that method. I think I'm going to go with this one because these ones I can make it grow super fast. Maybe it's not going to be as fast as the Botany pots, but the problem with mystical agriculture seeds inside the Botany pot is that they do require a mystical agriculture farmland. Doesn't have to be Supremium, but it has to be something from mystical agriculture. That one is just on dirt. And don't you worry, we're not going to use the cheaty dirt from Farmer's Delight. Another very important thing that we have to do is that when crops are growing really fast, they're going to cause lag, right? FPS, TPS, and whatever. Well, TPS we can't really do anything about it because even if it grows in another dimension, it's still taking some processing power. But FPS we can do something about it. This is 1500 blocks away from our base. And yeah, there is an angel block, you don't need to have the Rod of the Highlands. Ideally, I think we want to have patches of 9x9 for the crops, and maybe something in the middle so that we get some light. Not just for light, maybe also for gizmos. Because obviously, for light, I can just put a lantern. It might sound a bit stupid, but I also don't have a production of dirt. But thankfully, you can place down dirt using your wand. You know, as long as you have mana, you can place down any dirt. And also figuring out the center is easy. That's the only one which doesn't have enough light. So I made the entire farm, and then I was like, yeah, it has to be a 7x7. So I dismantled it, made it one more time. You will see why it has to be a 7x7, but I think this is a good amount to start with. I will fill in the rest, don't you worry. So I do have the water source inside the leaf. That was a tip from one of you guys, and I really love it. Because you can put an extra generator in the middle. Well, you can do that if you don't have the leaf, but at least the water is not falling down. But then again, you can have a block. I don't know, I like this one. But I have also went up ahead and made a few seeds. That's a crafting seed. We have some nether seeds, nature seeds, dye seed, dirt, stone. And this was a quest reward. It's a gold seed, but it's a tier 4, so I can't really even craft this. Let's make a ton of farmland using vein miner. Wait, if we have actually additions, why am I not getting worms? Oh, it has to be grass. Maybe. So for farming everything, we have a few options. There is a farmer from actually additions, or actually subtractions in this mod pack, but it's not doing a great job. There is another one from Cyclic, and that one is kind of nice. It's just that placing it is a bit painful. Wait a minute, it's so painful. Why? Wherever I click, it's just facing down. What's wrong with you? Okay, finally. I had to break like half the farm. So we want the range on this guy to be a 7x7, obviously. And you might notice it's missing every single crop. But we can bring it up. So this guy is amazing and it's surprisingly fast. However, it does have a giant flaw. It does not collect anything. Always on. Yeah. It's decently fast, but drops everything on the ground. This is why I had to go with a 7x7 because we need some sort of an item collector, and their maximum range is 7x7. I have set in all the harvesters, there's a total of 16 of them, and well, I did that because it's the hardest thing to place once you have the farm. You know, over here it was like super easy. But anyways, under our first patch, what I have done is that I do have an advanced item collector and a dimensional chest. This is not our main Applied Energistics frequency because there is a bit of a problem in this mod pack. Well, it's not a problem, it's my problem. So normally when I want to have a mystical agriculture seed for aluminium, what I do is that I have a quantum crafter, a crafter from RF tools or whatever, so that I will get the end result, which is the aluminium ingot in my system, right? And honestly speaking, I don't really enjoy keeping the essence. It's like keeping raw ores in your system, which is weird. So why am I mentioning this? Well, this is no longer an option in this mod pack. Why? Because you need every single essence that you see over here in order to craft some sort of a super essence. And I do really mean every single one. Whatever I right click, there is an ultimate crafting recipe for it. So I don't think it's wise to put all of these essences inside our system, and therefore we're going to have a drawer. We're going to have another dimensional chest. I'm sipping. This is why we're getting tons of resources. But the channel will be on 2. You don't need an entangled block, obviously. But we're going to entangle it to the controller and just pipe it in. For now, I don't really think we need a netherite upgrade. A diamond one will do. It's half a stack of items every second? Did I make the wrong... Oh yeah. I made 2 access points and I always use them instead of the controller. This is the controller. For accessing our storage, we're going to have a quantum link. I have already set one up over here. You go in. And the other one, we're just going to set up over here at our farming area. So we want the storage bus to be on a higher priority, so that every single essence that we get just goes in there. Everything is locked, right? Yeah. So now we should have access to our essences. That is very true. Also, just in case, let's get a few inferium seeds. Because I get my inferium from the mob farm as well as sieving, but I don't think that's going to be enough in the long run. That's not the one. Yeah, I skipped the patch. I'm sorry. Oh, and yes, one important thing that I forgot was powering the harvesters. I have already set in a flux point down here in the center. We're going to have a draconic IO crystal, and we are going to power everything wirelessly. This one fell off. Oh, you don't have a collector. Yes, that was my bad. I think now we're fine. Now that we have a functioning farm with a functioning storage, here's what we're going to do. Every episode, we're going to make 1 tier of seeds. All of them. I do have a feeling that if we don't start this episode, this is later on going to be a huge pain. So this episode, we're going to do tier 1 and tier 2, because tier 1 is nothing. We're just missing like 2 seeds. And tier 2 seeds is also not that horrifying. Because for example, that is the plastic seed. 2 of them. Nature seed I have already made, dye I have already made, nether I have already made. That should be coal. Coral, we have to go to the lost cities. Ironically, honey is also something that we can craft, because we're getting honeycombs and honey bottles from our mob farm. Amethyst we can make, pig we have to wait, chicken we have to wait, cow, sheep, squid, fish, slimes, turtles. Oh, that's gonna... Oh, actually not painful, because I think I'm getting the scoots from our mob farm. But we have to check. But that's silicon, sulfur we don't have. I did mention aluminium, let's get 2 more. Apatite we have to get. Grains of infinity is not a problem. Mystical flowers we can make, I think. Yeah, I just found my pouch. We need orange, cyan, pink and red. And did you know I'm going to forget that immediately? I think it was pink. I forgot the final one, orange. This is everything which is left and we have to finish it today. The first problem that we have to solve is the mob seeds, and for that we need a soul jar. I have only done this once, I'm not even sure how it works. So you cook the soul stone twice, actually 3 times, and maybe we should have gone with a higher number because our furnaces are incredibly fast. We just set it to 64, 1 stack. You can do that inside the interface as well, but over there I might forget and mess up the other ones. Also, I have a question. So these are crafting patterns, these are processing patterns. The color is no longer different. Was it always like this? But can you make me a jar? Of course not. Can you make me a jar now? Lovely. I put it in the wrong machine. That's the crushing factory. I was wondering why it's not working. On some of the machines I forgot to enable auto sorting. So don't you worry, it's just my garbage memory. We can use a Solium dagger and go and kill mobs, but I think that's going to be slow. Ideally, we just want a soul extractor. Cause imagine, where would I find like 40 turtles? And talking about turtles, yeah, we're getting the scoots. So how many do you need? Is the main question. There's an upgrade. Okay, it's not much, we can afford this. It's like half a point, you need 6 points. It's not much. Oh yeah, there are upgrades. I never used mystical agriculture that much, so I had no idea. I have the ingots, yeah. We don't want to go that crazy, we just go to Imperium. I need my essences. So 1 jar is full. Oh, it's good. And it's fast. We had a total of 96 scoots. What do you do with this? Don't know what that is. I just love it. I like things in a jar. I'm just thinking maybe I should have made some extra machines. Because even though we have the upgrade, it's still not as fast as you would hope. Well, screw you, I already have the essences. And the ingots. Okay, now it's faster. And I did it on the final one. But that should be our sheep seed. We shall have the cow. Obviously the pig. And I think the final one is the chicken. Yeah, not much is left. For the moment, let's keep the seeds that we're crafting over here. And I think for the rest, I have to go to the lost cities. And also this time, let's take a waystone. I keep eating the cake and I don't know how to recharge it. You can't place a skull. So over in the lost city, yeah, I have found corals. Yeah, it is a coral. Okay, so we have to go that way. Oh, and yeah, over here you can find lava crystals. Let's take some. Oh my goodness, look what I found. An LA. 2 of them. Can we have like a mob imprisonment tool? Yeah, let's get 2. We're out of plastic. But we do have the plastic or whatever essence. I don't know where I put it. I made the seed. It's okay, I'll figure it out once we get out of here. Hello, boys. I'm here to save you. Don't run away. Don't keep it. How do you capture them? You. Shut up. You as well. And I killed the alley. Never mind. As compensation, I'm just gonna take some banners. Oh, I have this thing on my sword. A Reaper, yeah. We got a pillager's soul. And the best part is that you can't get that. Since the update. Aha. There is also a bit of oil. We might as well take it. It's not a bit. It's a ton. So remember, we are here for coral and we need the blue, pink, fire and horn. Why did I read that for you when I'm going to forget? I have no idea, but this one is silk touch. What the? That was fast. I didn't know you can insta-mine coral, but cool. We have what we need. Aha, so I'm back at the lost cities because I forgot to bring ice. That thing grew. But I brought you in because 10 days ago a video was recommended to me by YouTube and it was about a half door. The video was like 25 minutes long, they made algorithms, they explained how it's very rare, and to be honest with you, I have no idea why I was watching it, but here is a half door. And it works. Maybe you have seen it too, because it had a lot of views. I don't know, I really just found it funny. But we are looking for Ice Spikes biome. That's 4,000 blocks, I'm not going there. Instead, we're going to pay a very small visit to the Nether because I'm out of Solium. You know, the stone from mystical agriculture. Yeah, that one. I'll try to get a few stacks, it's very common. Don't ask me why I went to the lost cities. That's ice. Using a barrel and snowballs. You can also use Botania, but this is easier. So that should be our ice seed. Lovely. And I was missing jars for the rest, so let's get 16 more. I don't know. I'll craft the rest. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have slime, we have fish, and we have squid. I think I have also made a teeny tiny boo-boo with plastic, so we needed a bit more. I was under the impression that I have already made the essence, but I didn't. So there you go. That is 2 seeds. I have already made it. I didn't get the quest. Did I eat it? Okay, so there is a plastic essence, and I just have the 1. I don't know where they are. We plant 2 more. Oh, plastic seed is not growing. Okay, you can't even pick it up. The quest book doesn't give you any notes. Okay, I guess for plastic we're going to make an exception. We use botany pots. Yeah, in a botany pot it does seem to work. Yeah, we get plastic. What if there is a problem with the farmland? Oh my goodness. I have absolutely no idea what is wrong with plastic seed, but it does work in a botany pot. So it's down there. And yeah, we seem to be getting the essence. That is actually a very useful essence because if you make it like so, it will give you the plastic sheet from Pneumatic Craft. And if you put the recipe like so, you will get normal plastic from Industrial Foregoing. However, now we come to a few things that we don't really have. I have made the fish and the slime and the squid. We are going to need rubber from Thermal Series. Well, we have nature seeds, so we can make a ton of vines. We can craft a few rubber. I'm just gonna make 1 seed. It's not useful. Yeah, honestly, I don't see anything crazy in it. Doesn't have much of a use. But there you go, that should be our rubber. Since I'm a bit of a lazy person, let's get some of our coins. And we should be able to buy sulfur, but not apatite. I thought we can buy every single one of them. Let's get some fortune. It does have to be a gold mesh. Do we have extra sieves? That is true. And we are just going to sieve some sand. Yeah, we're getting it. I didn't have to buy the sulfur, I was just trying to be lazy. I just had to sift some dirt in order to get mineral, because there's also a mineral seed and it doesn't grow here. It's fine. We do it here. Where does it like to grow? Okay, here is fine. It's also weird because it gives you only one sapling. I was hoping for a bit more. Okay. With a crook you get 2. So for the mineral seed we need the crystallized mineral. I thought I have to do squeezing. I can chop down more trees. Yeah, I actually forgot how much I hate that tree. You can't vein mine it. It's fine, we're just going to do this the weird way. We just need 2 blocks. Yeah, exactly. That's 1, and there you go. Mineral seeds. So I have been checking the quest, and there are 2 seeds which do not show up in the JEI, but you have to craft them. Basalt and marble. And I really mean it, if you search basalt seed, there's nothing in the JEI. But obviously we can craft them, so that's basalt. Marble, okay, it's diorite. That is easy. So there you go. Marble. Which mod is this from? Environmental materials. Aha. Anyways, that is all the tier 2 seeds. There's nothing else, according to the quest book. Okay, so I have finished placing down all the generators and we have all the seeds, tier 1 and tier 2. I made sure based on the quest book that we have all of them. Obviously, next episode we are going to focus on tier 3. And we're going to get all of them. If possible. But in addition to plastic, which caused me a headache, there's also one more seed, niter. That also has to go inside the botany pot, you can't plant it. I don't know why. Oh, and yeah, when I was breaking the seeds and I was not getting them back, the collector was collecting it. I didn't notice. Everything was inside the dimensional chest. However, before we move on to our next project, I need something. Well, actually a few things. I have put the QIO network on autocrafting, so let us get ourselves a dashboard. You know, all the usual gizmos. I just forgot a recipe for a barrel, now we're fine. Let us also get a few drives. 4 of them. It will be the same as the hyperdense one, but you know, they look fancy. We're going to make a channel for it and it's going to serve as my backpack. Cause I'm actually worried that I lose the alchemical chest and I lose all of my tools. With the portable QIO dashboard, everything is just stored here, so it's safe. Also, just in case things get weird, I can search for them. I have also claimed all the quest rewards and the coins and I don't mind doing some shopping. So this is called Attack Steroids. Reduces the cooldown. Why not? Can I have like 2? Don't know if you can have 2. Oh yeah, you can have 2. So is it faster? Oh yeah, I don't know if I get another one. Can I just spam click? It's almost instant. There is a hidden chest plate which will increase your armor points. Let's get 3. There's also the heart gainer. Extra hearts. It doesn't show you your extra armor, which is weird. But it does show you your extra hearts. Oh, I'm out of XP. Yes. Well, the problem is that for the heart gainer, I can have 10 more. We're gonna waste all of our money. Also not 10 more, 8 more. We are out of coins, but that's perfectly fine. We can convert them. And there's also luck. Why not? The rest I don't really care about, I think. Maybe resistance. I don't think I have enough coins. Yeah, it's okay. We will get that one too. One day. Well, now that we are geared up one more time, there's another thing that I want to do. You might notice all of our drives are full. At that time we were poor, so it's 1k, 4k, 16k. Over at our Applied Energistics area, I have already added some 1000k storage cells. Not sure how many of them I can make, but let's try to order like 40 more. Which we can craft, that is perfect. And I have also made myself an extended IO port. We want to empty the drives, that's it. I think it does require some acceleration cards. Yeah, 5 of them. And I guess let us change the priority on these drives, for the moment. This is incredibly fast. Yeah, all of them are empty. We're not still surprisingly wealthy, so I'm going to recycle these storage disks. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't really care. You should also make sure that they're empty while doing this, because then all of your items are gone. So our entire drives over here filled in this one. That's it. The bigger ones are great. So I guess for a very long time we're good on storage. And don't you worry, I have more drives. On every side. Since I have cleaned up the drives, I thought maybe I should also clean up the base. For example, this is empty. And there are so many things here that I can remove. For example, obsidian. Thankfully we do have the mechanical runic altar, so we should be able to make some obsidian seeds. Where does it go? Where did it go? Oh, into the hopper. How? It auto-outputs. That's good to know. I forgot to mention that one of the problems with botany pots is that they give you extra seeds, so I'm voiding them. But yeah, that is our obsidian seed and we're getting the essence. So that means we don't need our obsidian generator ever again. There was so much obsidian in it. I have also transferred our botany pots up here, so we can just empty the barrel, send it back to our system. I don't think we need this cobblestone generator. The inscribers are also garbage, but I take the parts that we have already made. I cleaned up everything that we didn't need, including the portals as well as that walkway. Of course, there are a lot of things that I have to move later on. However, in the meantime, I ran into a problem. The problem is in my brain. Well, there's always a problem in my brain, but this is different. So the setup that we have for mystical agriculture, of course, it's going to be improved, and later on we're going to have hydroponic beds, right? And in this mod pack, we have extra upgrades for industrial foregoing, so that stupid hydroponic bed is going to be ridiculous. They are even not that expensive. Recipes are weird, but probably not that expensive. But obviously we're not there yet. My problem is something else. So let us say that I have an invar seed, right? I can have this pattern in order to make invar ingots. But if I have that pattern, I can no longer use the processing pattern. Because you know, the system wants to know how to make invar, you can't have two recipes making the same thing. Or am I just being stupid? I'm just a bit confused. Maybe later on I can have like quantum crafters and just enable invar or electrum or whatever, but I need machines too. But anyways, let's get into a teeny tiny bit of thermal expansion because I need machines and I need upgrades. I have made some invar using this cheaty recipe. So here are a few induction smelters. We're going to have 8 of them. I misplaced, but it was correct. Just to clarify, there's also an alloyer from Mekanism and it can be upgraded to max, but I don't know how to make it. I mean, making it is not a big deal. I have it on autocrafting. Just to clarify, I don't know how it works. Well, I have to learn, I suppose, because we absolutely need it to work. Actually, let me try something. Let's use a simple recipe. Dark steel. So extra will be left. Where does the iron go? That is correct. Coal goes in the same slot? That is correct. And if we have input from the top, will obsidian go there? Ah, why not all from the same slot? I'm just saying. So these guys are incredibly fast and automating it is not that difficult. I have 4 of them. We just have to configure the patterns. And we just check that everything is saved. So these ones go in the bottom and the other ones go in the top. And if I want to order any of those alloys, we should be able to make them. Yeah, it's working. It's most of the alloys, apart from dragon steel and crystalline. Dragon steel, for some reason, it has another recipe. But then again, I don't have cinnabar. And you have to sift for it. But if I want to go with the recipe in the alloyer, what I need is ancient dust, which can be duped using energized glowstone, and actually comes from a dragon head. The other one is just an actually additions thing, therefore we're going to automate them later on. However, some of my induction smelters are now redundant. I don't need them, because these guys are going to do the job and they're way faster. For example, if you want dark steel, we can't have it because I did not make a pattern for the coal dust. But now if we want dark steel, that should be incredibly fast. Yeah, what? How is it finished before the machine is done? I ordered 100. Recipes for 2 stacks. Okay. So the alloy does take care of most recipes from thermal expansion and ender IO, however there are a few exceptions. For example, copper alloy has to be done inside an alloy smelter from a mod whose name I shall not mention. Invar steel has to be done inside an induction smelter, I think, as well as electrum. That is true. There could be a few oddities here and there, but that should be it. So why were we automating every single alloy from thermal expansion? The answer is simple. The integral components. Obviously, they are the speed upgrades. The final tier seems to be the stellar one. I'm not sure if I can make it. I can. I don't have that many shulker shells, I have only 10. Now we have to take care of the flux linkage controllers. What the hell is this? You have to do them inside the smithing table? Since when? You know what? This never happened. You haven't seen it. I thought since it's a smithing template recipe, it does require a smithing table. But no, it does go inside your molecular assembler and it makes it. Because I don't have dragon steel, I think we can go up to twinite. It doesn't require shells. I also don't have that much blaze rods. Okay, so at least we got into thermal expansion in order to get better thermal expansion upgrades so that in the future, once we get into thermal expansion seriously, we will have the upgrades. Oh, and by the way, regarding my comment earlier for items such as Indirium, which does have an essence, and we can also process them, I forgot to mention something. The main reason I'm worried about them is that they also have a singularity. Hi. So it's like, do we make it? Do we make seeds? Which one should we invest in? Although the machines from Mekanism are incredibly fast, so if I want like 200 Indirium, it's almost done. So I can craft the singularity with a basic factory. But we will figure it out as we go along. We will see what happens. Also, just before we wrap up today's episode, there is one more thing that I want to do. So, we had this void miner since last episode, right? In the meantime, it gave us half a stack of the next tier of crystals. Which obviously, it's not even enough to make half of the next tier of void miner. So, let's try to assemble more. I have glass panels. Okay, I'm an idiot. You have to put it inside its internal inventory. At least, that's what I think. Oh yeah, can they share walls? Who cares? It's like the cheapest thing. I'm going to throw it away very soon. Yeah, that's 8 of them. So your internal buffer is empty. I just came back to the base so that I can take a nap, but yeah, we're done. We have 8 miners and I should have probably used the dimensional chest, but yeah, we're getting crystals. Also the good crystals. And more. It should run for a while, but from next year we can also install speed upgrades. Also, a lot of you guys have been telling me that I should use the solar panels from this mod as well because they're extremely OP. I just wanted to give you a very small explanation. So the Vibrant solar panel that I'm using right now generates 65,000 RF per tick. The Azurine from the Void Miners makes the same amount. And it's like a tier 4 multi-block, which I guess in the same space I can fit in like 45 of these ones. But I do admit, the ultimate solar panel is good. Really good. But I think it's a bit far away. Still, per block, I don't think it's going to be better than the solar panel of Infinity. Maybe it is, I don't know. But we will try that one, cause the rest of them, I don't think they're going to be worth it. Talking about solar panels, can I have like 10 more? Draconium. Oh, it doesn't have a pattern. So 1 stack of Draconium is 1 stack of ingots. And we make sure that it's a furnace. So can I have 10 more solar panels? That's awesome. 48,000 wood. Where did I get the wood from? Well, I have 10,000 spruce left, so I'm guessing, yeah, we're consuming 6,000, okay. Although remember, I do have the wood essence, so we can craft the spruce logs. We don't need a farm. Just look at the speed of how fast everything is being crafted. The upgrades are amazing. Can I get a better tier installer? Better gold. That can't be a thing. I don't even know what that thing is. Oh, hi. It's purple. Oh, you need SPS casings. But we can cheat, we can get plutonium. Well, we are going to think about that later because our wood is already ready. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. So, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.